Hello everyone. My name is Philip Jennings. I'm the General Secretary of UNI Global Union, and I'm bringing a message to the UNI World Youth Conference of solidarity and support. I'm always very proud to wear this South African scarf, and I'm very proud of the work that we've done in South Africa and indeed in Africa as a whole. Cape Town, one of the most beautiful cities in the world, lodged as it is just a few miles from Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela and many other South African union leaders and activists and young people were arrested during that great struggle against the apartheid regime. It's a different South Africa today. It's a different world today from that moment in 1994 when the first democratic elections took place in the country. The theme of your conference is Youth Making It Happen. Now, this is a theme that is not being chosen by chance. This is the theme of the Liverpool World Congress. And the idea is that you begin now ensuring that we have a proper representation of young people at the Liverpool Congress in June 2018. We know that this can be done, and we know that you have been mobilizing in this regard. I've got before me the statement that is going to the UNI World Executive in just a couple of weeks' time. I've got a statement that is going to the UNI Africa Conference, which is next March. And in Colombia in December, another statement on youth. So as General Secretary, when I see this, I see that there is agitation, there's mobilization, ambitions and visions are being established and set. And you're putting pressure on the organization and on those unions to ensure that we have young people present. So you have to keep up the pressure, and I can assure you that I'll be supporting this call, as I know our President and Salim will, when we have our executives and all those other preparatory meetings for Liverpool. Liverpool is special. Why? Because in 2018, it's the 150th anniversary of the TUC, and it's the centenary of the women's right to vote. And now the Trade Union Congress, which is the trade union centre in the United Kingdom, is also beginning its preparations for this important event. They have their own campaign plan. And I'm pleased to say that in this campaign plan, and the UK affiliates present will confirm, is a very strong youth dimension. And the TUC has promised in these next 2 years to begin a whole series of activities to ensure that the union movement is representing young people, that there are proper and new and maybe clever and innovative structures to ensure that the young workers' voice is heard, and also how can we better argue and advocate for young people in collective bargaining. So the pressure is building globally and in the different regions to ensure that the youth voice is heard at the Liverpool World Congress and in the decision-making structures afterwards. I've heard the figure of 500 young people. I've heard the figure, and know the figure that the aim will be that if a union has 4 delegates, then at least one of them has to be a young person. So we got the goals, we got the ambition, and we have to do something about this. We know from the world of work that young people are in or face what we call dire straits. All the divides that we see in the world economy of a poor job situation, of poor quality jobs, of exploitation. In the UK alone, there's now almost 1 million people with 0 hours contracts. The majority of those are young people. In the world today, we have 75 million young people unemployed. Half of those are in Africa. And if you look forward to demographic trends to 2030, that over half of all the young workers in the world will be born in Africa. So we face a jobs challenge in terms of numbers, we face a jobs challenge in terms of quality, and we also face the challenge as communities and societies about ensuring that the young voice is heard. We have this onslaught of populism, of the xenophobes, the nationalists, yes, the fascists, who are talking the language of exclusion and building walls. The strongest voice that we have in this protest is that young people take a stand and say, they're not speaking for me. And when we look at the research that is taken around the world about where young people stand, It's not about building walls and isolation and behaving in this manner to exclude and to marginalize and to point the finger. It is a different generation with different desires. We've seen what happened with the Occupy Wall Street movement in the wake of the global financial crisis. We've seen the voice of young people in North Africa during the Arab Spring and around the world, in Latin America, in Chile, in Peru. In Africa, we see demonstrations in South Africa, in Asia and Pacific. We see young people taking the streets to find their voice and to say that this generation wants its voice to be heard and that we have something to say. And it's very different from what the political world is saying to address the contemporary issues. So, I'm a former youth secretary in this international. I'm pleased that we have this structure, that we have these avenues for your voice to be heard, but it's clear we're not doing anywhere near good enough. We're not doing well enough. We've set ourselves the target for Liverpool. The idea is to make this happen. Finally, you're going to be talking about organising. We are the Organising Global Union. We have a breaking through strategy. We have an organising fund. Our organising team is going to be down with you. You're actually going out into the streets of Cape Town to look at organising as it works in a face-to-face and in the reality that organisers in South Africa face. It's hands-on, it's real, it'll be informative, it'll be memorable, and I look forward to getting back positive reports from our team about how well this went. Have a really good conference in the wonderful city of Cape Town, in the wonderful country of South Africa, in the mother continent we know as Africa. All the very best to you, and please, let's make it happen together. Thank you.